Okay, so in this video today, my love, I want to talk to you about how to stop attracting energy vampires and protecting your peace this fall. Okay, maybe you woke up today and you're like, wow, why do I feel like I need a nap after hanging out with this person? Why do I feel like I need a nap for 2 days? Or maybe you had said yes recently to a certain, career, professional opportunity because it looked really good on paper, but every day you have to work on doing the tasks you need to do to, move the needle ahead for this opportunity. There's so much resistance. It feels like lifting boulders, right? It's like, why did I say yes to this? This is really a no, but it was just so appealing and sounded so good on paper. Do you feel like there's just so much overstimulation and overwhelm from being in these chat groups or from being, informed with all the news and just being like up to date with all these fun events to do with your children this fall? Maybe you have children and you're like, this is too much. This is too much. So if that's the case, I really think you're going to like this video today because I want to talk to you about how to stop attracting energy vampires. This isn't just people, but it's like energy vampire priorities, right? Like how to no longer fall into that trap of feeling like you need to keep up and do all these things that society says you need to do, but really don't even feel aligned, right? To you and who you are today. Into your life. That's also an energy vampire, are things, like people and things. All right. Before we dive into this, just want to introduce myself. If you're brand new to me, my channel, my name is Nikki McMillan. I am a life coach for women. Been doing this work for nearly 10 years. If you are someone that feels stuck or you feel like, okay, I'm in the middle of reinventing myself, my life, you're ready to kill off the old version of who you are, not in a mean way, but you're like, this is no longer me, right? Like how I've been living and doing things and what I believed in or what I would focus on, that no longer feels aligned. So you're ready to kill off or just close the chapter on that old version of you and really step into believing in yourself, stay true to your values, and just really being this authentic version of you from this day forward. I think you're going to like my channel. So subscribe if you haven't already. Okay. All right. So let's dive into this video today. How to stop attracting energy vampire people and things. Okay. And really start protecting your peace this fall. Really start showing up and doing and living in a way that feels really, life-inducing, life-enhancing, just feels really good to you. I'm going to go over 5 points. So here's the first point, and I'm going to look at my notes here too. Do you identify as being an introvert? Do you, after you hang out with, family, friends, whether you join them or not, or after you've been really busy on a project, do you feel like, okay, I need to go into my shell and not talk to anybody or make any plans for the next 2 weeks because you need to recover? That's the tendency of an introvert. So believe it or not, I'm actually an introvert. I'm outgoing, right? I love socializing, but after I work, really intently on something or come back from a, family vacation or very stimulating, get together with friends, I'm done. If I'm being true to myself, really taking care of myself, I need to not have another very stimulating, socializing thing for a month. So is that you? Can you relate to that? If the answer is yes, but you're not honoring yourself and your needs as an introvert to really reset and recharge. What I mean when I say is, are you putting on this mask of extrovert or always available, and you're just really nice and you're really approachable and you're very kind and you like talking to people, which you might, but maybe not all the time. So are you an introvert, but you're wearing a mask, right, as being extroverted, and you're noticing I'm sick and tired of doing this. So let me give you an example. I'll tell you, personal story. So after I need time to reset and recharge as an introvert, when I'm going on a walk, I want to put headphones in. And I know a lot of people in my neighborhood. There's a lot of moms here with kids and like, people walking their dogs. I think there's more dogs than kids here, honestly. But people are nice, right? And they want to like look at you and smile, and some are really chatty. So I'll get really specific here. There is this one guy that is a dog walker, and I see him all the time, every time I go out for a walk, like all the time. And he is like, he wants to chat and talk, and he will go on and chat and monopolize a conversation and just whatever, right? Because he probably wants to talk to people. But I'm like, no more, right? Now I just do a smile, a wave, and I put my head back down and continue on with my walk and my podcast, or pretend like I'm listening to a podcast. So I share this with you because I'm giving you permission. You don't need it, but you can do this too. You're not a shitty person. You're not a cruel person. You're not a cold-hearted person. You're not a bitch if you don't want to socialize with nice people while you're on your daily walk, right? Maybe it's that neighbor that you know very well, right? I know moms here and their kids, but it doesn't mean I want to talk to you all the time when I'm doing my alone time during my walk. It is okay to keep your head down and keep walking, or just do a wave and say, I'm on a conference call, and keep it moving. You do not have to stop and engage in conversation if that is not the place and the mood and energetic space that you're in. Well, I don't want them to think. It's none of your business what they think. Okay? You gotta protect your peace. And if you want to really start, I would say, building your confidence, and really just building your confidence and just being comfortable, like being your true authentic self, like start doing true authentic to yourself acts like this. Don't put on the extrovert, I'm kind to everybody, I want to chat with everybody mask, when really you're in this introverted time to where you're recharging for the next couple of weeks and you don't want to talk to anybody or be interrupted on your walk. I feel like I'm kind of going on a rant there, but is this relatable to you, introvert, if you're watching right now? Let me know in the comments. If it is, you can do this. You are allowed. You're not a bad person, okay? This is how you're going to protect your energy and your peace, and really just feel good and being who you really are. You got to take that mask off, okay? This is what we call a value, right? You like, one of your values are your alone time, your resetting, your recharging time. So start doing this, okay? If you want to protect your peace this fall. The second thing is, have you said yes recently to a career opportunity, or maybe to a promotion, or to a side hustle, right? Or a contracted opportunity to where you're like, wow, this looks really good on paper, potential, X amount of dollars. I could really use that, with the holidays coming up, or with some financial goals you have. This sounds great. Doesn't seem like it's going to take a lot based on what was explained to me. Was that maybe something like that, maybe in the past, or is it now, or is it something you're considering to where you're like, okay, this sounds really good, right? So for me personally, that was presented to me. Like I have a life insurance license. I've been a life insurance agent for 15 years. That's another business I have. But I do it completely part-time, some of the time. It's based on when people call me, and I get referrals. But it was recently presented to me to sell Medicare during open enrollment, which is right now in October, for the next 3 to 6 months. And there's a potential good amount of commission that I can make, right? And it sounded really good on paper, like what I have to do. It's not that much involved. I already have this huge book of business, and it's not all that big of a deal. Yet it turns out that there's a lot of stuff involved with it, administrative stuff, going back and forth with, figuring things out, because so much has changed with, Medicare law and policy and all of that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't have time for this. This is an energy suck. This is distracting me from what I really want to do. And it was a little too good to be true, right? But I've already gotten started, right? I've already invested some money to get some certifications and with some marketing, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, okay, I need to pay attention to this being an energy suck, to me getting frustrated, getting short tempered, getting annoyed, really just resisting making calls and doing things that I need to do. Right. So this was going on for a few weeks. And finally, I just pulled the plug on it. I'm like, this is totally out of alignment with my priority, with what I really want to focus on, and just within what is available in my schedule, to work. So the moment that I said, okay, I'm not going to proceed, I'm not going to move forward with it, I'll leave the money on the table, it's fine. I felt like I grew, 2 feet taller. And that's because I got honest with myself, with my values and my goals and the bigger picture of what is really important to me. Is it the money opportunity or is it my peace? And when I got clear on that, and I'm like, it's my peace. It's me being present with my daughter when I have her. It's me taking care of my health, mentally, emotionally, physically. It's me not feeling overwhelmed. I closed the door on it. I said, nope, sorry, I'm not going to proceed with it, to my mentor in the industry. I felt and continue to feel completely liberated and free. So I go into the detail and share that with you because it's like, where have you said yes to a money-making opportunity or a career opportunity, or you're losing sleep overnight because a promotion is available to you, but you're like, I don't know. Where is it just a no right now? Doesn't mean it has to be a no forever. But if you really want to protect your peace and stay true to your values and your goals and your priorities, maybe it's a no right now. Okay? All right. So think about that one. Let me know. I would love to know, though, too, for you personally. Can you share it in the comments? What was presented to you recently as an opportunity to where you said yes, but you're like, this doesn't really feel in alignment with me? I would love to know. Share with me below in the comments. Okay, so the third thing on stop attracting energy vampires, again, people and things. The third thing is, and I've done this recently too, I talked about this in previous videos, but I think it's worth mentioning, a couple of times. Where do you have certain relationships or friendships in your life to where they're fun, right? It's a fun time when you get together. It's fun conversation. They're just a good time, right? But you're realizing that you're kind of slacking on these other things that are a part of your bigger vision and goal, and really what is part of your values, to where this certain relationship or these activities are kind of having you stay held back, or not really helping you move the needle ahead or make progress in these other areas, priorities, values, goals in your life. Right? Where have this, maybe possibly without you even realizing it, this friendship or these activities you're doing or this relationship, to where it's been draining, it's been an energy suck, an energy vampire, very draining on you, and a big distraction. Think about that person or that activity and be honest with yourself. Is this relationship, okay, is this hobby, is this activity, is it distracted me from my bigger purpose and goal? Or is it adding value and contributing to getting me closer to where I want to get to and where I want to be? Okay. This can be a hard decision, especially if it's a person that maybe you've been in relationship with for quite some time. This could be a romantic relationship even. Or maybe, someone in your family, or a bestie, to where they've been in your life for quite some time. There's a lot of good, but it's also kind of stunting your growth personally and professionally. And you need to have perhaps some boundaries or a pause on the friendship or relationship or the hobby for a while. Okay, I know that's a tough one, but it's definitely worth one investigating a bit further. Okay. The fourth energy vampire in your life, okay, this isn't actually, well, it's actually kind of a person, but it's also like a thing. Where are you feeling overstimulated, again, distracted, or overwhelmed with like certain chat groups, maybe Facebook groups, or like the events calendar? Like if you're a mom, like here, I'll give you another personal example. I'm in this group, right, in my neighborhood. There's all these different chat groups that I'm like, I had to archive all of them. I archived all of them because I'm like, holy shit. Like, what a distraction getting notifications or even not notifications. If I silence my phone, I'm like, there's so much going on. There's so much to do. There's so many events happening. It's like paralysis of analysis. What do I do? So when I archived that, and I did that like months ago, it freed up space, mental space, just like physical space and like calendar space, right? Because if you are part of these chat groups or these Facebook groups or like, the neighborhood mom group of all these events and all the fun things telling you that's happening, like all the time throughout the year, you could really feel distracted and overwhelmed or maybe rushed or feeling like, FOMO. So it's like, where do you maybe need to have some boundaries with all of this overstimulation, invites, events happening, like for this last quarter of 2025, right? So be honest with yourself there. So if you archive that stuff or unsubscribe to that newsletter, okay, or stop, get off that events calendar, or maybe unfollow that Facebook group for a while. If you do that for October, November, December, like take note, journal, reflect on how this is like making a difference, for you in your life in a positive way. Okay. All right. Now, this is my fifth one, and this is really for, it's for, I was going to say single ladies, but it really doesn't, it's not. I remember there was a stage in my life to where before I was, in relationship, before I had my daughter, what relationship right now are you in? This is really like the romantic relationship. Maybe it's this toxic ex who is they're just non-committal. They're manipulative. They only want to be in contact with you when it's convenient for them. It's more of like a one-sided relationship. Where do you need to like just cut the ties? I should say, where do you need to cut the ties? But like, get honest with yourself. Is it time to cut the cord with this toxic ex? And I say this because it's like, a lot of us, especially if we're like head over heels for somebody and they've been part of your life for a while. Like I remember dating somebody, he was part of my life for a long time, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And I'm like, oh, we could be friends, or, oh, I just want to check in and see how they're doing after a little bit, or, oh, I'll see them when I go to, this thing with girlfriends, or when we go to this bar or whatever. It like, talk about energy vampire, being out of relationship, but like kind of really, emotionally in it and It's like, is it time to officially cut the cord and cut off all contact with this person, so you can now open yourself up for healthy partnership and healthy love to come in? Okay. I'll tell you, when I cut the cord with my ex, and when I got really clear on just healing from my dysfunctional relationship patterns and habits and behaviors, I had my life coach helping me with this, and I lifted up the rug and started dealing with all of my emotional baggage and trauma. The love of my partner now, Andre, it'll be 10 years, we'll be together in March. He came in months later. We had a child 7 years later. But like, when I cut that cord and I said goodbye and I really just started doing my healing work, focusing on things, bigger picture things that were important to me, I magnetized a healthy partner. He was able to meet me where I was at, and we just grow and evolve and build a life together. You can do this too. Okay? But you got to decide to cut that cord. Get rid of that energy vampire, that toxicity, that dysfunction. Enough. But like, bye-bye. Easier said than done, but I mean, be honest. Where do you need to do that? Do you need to do that? Okay. And this goes for friendships too. And this goes for self-respecting boundaries with dysfunctional family too. When you get rid of the garbage, the dysfunction, when you declutter that stuff out and you like clean up emotionally, you're going to call in those friendships, that romantic partner, those opportunities that are in alignment. You're going to start magnetizing them to you. Okay. So let's do a quick recap. How to stop attracting energy vampires and protect your peace this fall. Okay, stop leaking your energy. 5 things. If you're an introvert, stop wearing the extroverted mask. Okay, you are not a terrible person if you want to walk with your head down and listening to a podcast. You don't have to talk to everybody. Okay. Number 2. The job opportunity that sounds and looks really good on paper, if it doesn't feel that way and it's more of a distraction and frustration and pain, it's okay to pull the plug on it. Number 3, the fun friend, the fun hobby that is only fun and kind of like influences so not so healthy habits. Be honest with yourself. Stop it. Get rid of it. Have a boundary there. Put that relationship on pause for a bit. If it's keeping you from becoming the person that you really want to become. Okay. Number 4, the overstimulating chat groups, the Facebook groups, the overstimulating, chat mom group, the newsletter that like this person that you're subscribed to, they send a newsletter like every day. Oh my God, in your email. If it's too much, if it's distracting, if it's annoying, if it's draining your energy, unsubscribe, archive for a bit, okay? And then number 5, the toxic ex who's not committal, they're manipulative, they're not really adding any value. If anything, they just confuse you. You gotta officially cut the cord so you can start attracting and magnetizing those healthy relationships, okay? I really hope that this was helpful, encouraging, just giving you some new perspective on how to think about your life and the relationships in it and the things in it and your priorities. Okay. And it's inspiring you to like clean up, declutter, and double down for the rest of this, year, for the next 90 days on really being true to yourself and focusing on what's most in alignment with you. All right, so if I have done that for you today in this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, because you'll love my future videos and my past ones if you want to check those out. And I want to end on this. If you are ready to do some deeper inner work of healing from your past, of creating new concepts of yourself, of getting really clear, okay, on your priorities and your goals and habits, and like really creating a blueprint, okay, and a clear commitment plan on how to start doing this, like start taking the steps you need to take to start getting the results you want to get, right? Feeling better and healthier physically, calling in healthier relationships, platonically, romantically, getting really good at setting boundaries with confidence where you really need to, probably with some family members. Okay, and really just show up as your authentic self. This is exactly what I teach in my women's signature retreat, my women's 3-day signature retreat. It's happening in Naples, Florida in January. If you're interested in learning more about that, please click the description or the link in the description below to learn more about that retreat. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again next week. Bye.